Last night, the Rays offense continued their September surge, hammering out double-digit hits and runs en route to a victory. Today, right-hander Tyler Glasnow goes to the hill looking for a bit of revenge in Toronto, while leading the Rays to their 16th win in 20 games this month. We are just a few blocks away from Harborside in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. In fact, if you jump on the bus, it will deliver you to Rogers Centre in no time. This will be Game 3 of the 4-game series between the Rays and the Blue Jays. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard on this first day of autumn. And if last night was any indication, boy, the Rays and the Blue Jays got an idea of what the future might hold from an offensive point of view. Austin Meadows for the Rays coming in. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for Toronto.
You know, and Austin Meadows comes over in the trade deadline deal, and all he's done in the Rays organization is rake. He went to Durham, 27 games, hit 10 home runs, and then gets into the ball game last night, subbed in for Ji-Man Choi in the 6th inning. And gee, all he did was go 3 for 3, a double, a couple of singles. He knocked in 3, he scored 2, and just to mix it in, how about a stolen base for Austin Meadows? He is the future out in right field, and I'll tell you, he had himself quite an hour and a half last night. On the other side, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for the Blue Jays. Yeah, right now, a 6-game hitting streak, multi-hit games in 3 of the last 4, and smashing the baseball in those last 4 games. How about the batting average of 500, 3 home runs, and those came on 3 at-bats in a row against Rays pitching. So this is the guy right now you circle in that lineup and you said you cannot let Lourdes Gurriel Jr. beat us. Go to the next guy.
And the pitching matchup, Tyler Glasnow gets the start, making his 10th start of the year for the Rays. Looking for his 2nd win. He'll be opposed by left-hander Thomas Pannonian, who's coming off 2 pretty good outings for the Toronto Blue Jay Ball Club. Rays and the Blue Jays coming up. This is the next to the last road game for the Rays during the regular season before they come home to wrap it all up. Back in Toronto, the Rays and the Blue Jays meeting again at Rogers Center. They've divided the first two games. Toronto taking game one, 9-8. The Rays last night winners by a count of 11-3. Here's the starting lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Rays will have Malik Smith in center field leading off, followed by the left fielder Tommy Pham, and then Matt Duffy at third. C.J. Cron in the cleanup spot at first. Joey Wendell at second. Willie Adames at short. Hitting seventh and playing right field, Austin Meadows. Carlos Gomez will be the DH, and Jesus Sucre will catch and bat ninth.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Toronto Blue Jays is going to be left-hander Thomas Pannonian. He's appearing in his 11th game, his 5th start, and coming off of a couple of impressive starts, both wins against the Cleveland Indians. He went 6 1/3, 2 earned runs, and at New York against the Yankees, he went 7 innings, giving up just 2 earned runs.
And here's Malik Smith, 9th leading hitter in the American League to start the day at 3:01. And the first pitch of this game is a ball inside. Lance Diaz calling the balls and strikes. Malik's also hitting .346 against left-handed pitching. And he's facing one today who's not overpowering, but he will give you some different looks and change speeds on you.
And he has to. That's how a guy like Thomas Pannonian that doesn't have the overpowering stuff, that's how they have to pitch to be successful. I'll tell you the other thing that he does, Wayne, is there's some deception in the delivery. He hides the ball very well and tries to spring it on you last second.
Now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You'll notice when you have this center field look during the delivery of Thomas Pannonian, he pulls that ball or the hand out of the glove with the baseball and hides it behind that back leg, and then all of a sudden he kind of whips around that lower three-quarter arm angle, and that's where you get the deception. The hitter doesn't see that ball until the last possible second.
And the fastball inside. So the count is full. That fastball in around 87. He'll top out in the upper 80s with that. Into left. McKinney coming in, and he's going to have to pull it back. Now bobbles in, and that's going to give Malik Smith an opportunity to move into second. And boy, McKinney never was sure on that line drive and found himself in between and in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to be able to get there, then you play it off and try to keep Malik Smith to a single. But he wants to try and make the play, realizes that he can't, starts to back off, and then that ball almost gets over his head. And a sloppy beginning, picking up right where they left off last night, and the Rays take advantage with a runner in scoring position.
And here is Tommy Pham, who's been red hot. Hitting .348 since coming to the Rays. And he fouls back the fastball, strike one. They give Malik Smith a double all the way on that. It'll be his 26th double of the year. You see how hot Pham has been, over 400 the last 23 games, reaching base in all of those games. And now down 0-2. Malik's at second. A ball, 2 strikes.
Pannonian is going to attack the Rays hitters. Fastball, curveball, changeup. Changeup primarily to the right-handed hitters.
And 3:18 with the runners in scoring position. Ups it foul. Here's a look at the off-speed pitch there. He's kind of cued that one.
Yeah, tries to get guys out in front. You know, obviously he's going to use that pitch primarily down and away to the righties, and that's why occasionally he's going to have to come in with that fastball to keep him honest. And then rolls in a slow breaking ball. It's got a lot of break to it, kind of slurvy, but he really takes some miles per hour off of it.
And cut the miss. He got him out in front.
That was a beautiful, beautiful changeup. 81 miles an hour. Very good arm and hand speed, and got Tommy Pham out on his front foot.
Well, Pham, by nature, an aggressive hitter, and boy, that was a great pitch to use against a hitter wanting to drive in a run.
Especially he doubled up.
Yep.
He went back to back. You know, sometimes you throw that changeup and the hitter goes, okay, he's not gonna. You double up on those pitches and you'll have some success.
Matt Duffy. And the fastball. A strike on the corner. This one hit 90.
It's close to the high end for Pannonian. And when we talk about doubling up, especially with a guy like Pannonian on the mound, he's going to have to double up on those fastballs into righties. That can't be a pitch that you just go to one time and then back out away. They'll pick up on that quickly.
The miss on the breaking ball.
And that's what we're talking about. You see, that was at 70. He went 90-70, so he really pulls the string and still gets that big break, big slow break.
So quickly ahead of Duffy. And starting the day at 299. Now away. Ball 2 strikes. Duffy over 350 with men in scoring position. But like Pham before him, finds himself behind in the count. And strike 3 called.
I'm going to tell you what, Thomas Pannonian set that fastball up as well as you possibly could. You think about the slow breaking ball and then the take of the changeup. You get a guy thinking about slow and away, and you come hard and in, and you lock him up.
Well, a couple strikeouts after the leadoff double, and now it's C.J. Cron. Cron 304 against left-handed pitching on the year. Tops on the club in home runs with 27. He takes the pitch away. Cron put on a little bit of a show in batting practice. He hit the ball high up into the second deck in left center field in BP. And now a strike. It's 1-1. Right now, a base hit would do.
Broken bat, a bloop, a flare, anything to take that early lead. Rays do not want to waste the leadoff double of Malik Smith.
A little bit in.
But that's what we were just talking about. Double up on the fastball in. You know, if you come in there one time and every time you throw a fastball in, and listen, he's not going to live in there, but you've got a pitch in there. So you go in there with one fastball and then right back out away, and that's your pattern. These guys will get wise to that. So you have to double up on the heater in, and he just did.
Well, he really slowed it down there.
It's so hard to stay back on that pitch, especially when you just got crowded by a fastball. So all of a sudden now you're thinking speed things up because that fastball in, and he slows things down. I'll tell you, this is, you see where he's,
so far.
It is, and you see why against the Indians, against the Yankees in his last 2 starts, he had the success that he had.
Now away, and the count is full. Joey Wendell on deck. Hoping you get a chance to bat here in the first. Full count on Crone. And a ground ball headed up the middle. Blown by Gurriel. In time, and the Rays do not score. Gurriel Jr. got over there to make the pickup, and the Rays lead Smith at second. And the Toronto Blue Jays. Rays with a man aboard in that top half of the inning, left him at second. Starting lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Toronto will have Billy McKinney leading off, then Gurriel Jr. and Smoak, Grichuk, Tellez, and Diaz down the middle. Pilar, Mcguire, and Urania will round out the starting lineup for the Blue Jays.
Well, and Tyler Glasnow makes the start here this afternoon, and the revenge that you talked about, Dwayne, in the open tees was because of that September 5th game in this building where he went just 2/3 of an inning and gave up 7 earned runs. And you see the impressive numbers. You take that one out, of course you can't, but it shows you the body of work that Glasnow has given the Rays.
And the first pitch to McKinney is a pitch upstairs, fastball. Yeah, the breaking stuff was non-existent in that outing. And he was left with very little out there to work over these hitters, and they worked him over. McKinney takes a strike. 1-1.
The nice thing was that following start, when all eyeballs were on the secondary pitches, whether it's going to be the curveball or the slider, he was able to bounce back, get those pitches into the zone, and force hitters to have to account for them, and of course started to be successful once again.
Down with a fastball at 96, 2-1. McKinney 270 in his shot here with the Toronto Blue Jays, coming over from the Yankees. Last 10 games he's hit under 100. Ground ball into shallow right. Wendell is right there and makes the play. McKinney's out of there.
Well, let's take a look at the rest of the Rays defense, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in that outfield left to right, we've got Tommy Pham, Malik Smith, and Austin Meadows. And across that infield third to first, Matt Duffy, Willie Adames, Joey Wendell, and C.J. Crone with Jesus Sucre back behind the plate.
Here's the shortstop. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. What a night for the Gurriel brothers last night. There's a strike. His brother Yuli homered twice for the Astros last night. And Lourdes Gurriel did the same here against the Rays. 1-1. First set of brothers in Major League history with multi-home run games on the same day. How about that?
Yeah, well, you know, we figured it had to be not that many, if any, and turns out that was the first pair. How about it?
Here's a look at the production from the Gurriel brothers. Lourdes 3 for 4, a couple of home runs. Yuli 3 for 4, a couple of home runs.
Well, but how about 7 runs driven in?
Yes.
7 runs driven in and a win trumps the 2 solo shots and a bad loss.
You know, you think about that in history. To me, the first brothers who came up would have been the DiMaggio brothers, maybe, but that never happened for them. Down to third. Nice backhanded pick there by Duffy. And the throw to first. Boy, a very good play by Matt Duffy down at third.
Good instincts. You know, if he sits back and waits for that high chop, Gurriel Jr.'s got a chance to beat it out. So he comes in quickly. Watch him come in quickly and smother this with the backhand. That's where the play is made.
Boy, that's a major league play right there. To gone now, Justin Smoak. And with him, the Rays employ 4 outfielders and another infielder in short right.
Nothing over here. And that's the part of the field that you leave wide open for that 4th outfielder. Uh-oh, Joey Wendell is the one out there. And look at that.
Yeah, he's got the big glove.
It's made an appearance. See, you can circle anywhere. That thing's going to be in it.
2-0. There it is.
I mean, if that does not have Tuesday, Thursday night softball written all over it. I love that glove. Occasional tournament.
Yeah, there you are. 2-1.
Bring out the coolers.
I'll tell you, as big as it is, you know, we saw the bullpen flip a glove into play there last night. It's going to be tough to flip that one over. That's a 12-foot wall out there. Ground ball right side. And with this defensive alignment, the Rays take care of Smoak. Adames taking care of the ground ball. On to the second, no score. Jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery, and you can see the Rays offense in September averaging 6 runs a game and hitting .296.
Those numbers really remarkable, and it just shows you a team-wide effort, and we keep harping on it, but that has been the story. It hasn't been even a handful of guys leading the way. Everybody is getting involved.
Here's Joey Wendell to begin the second inning. And the pitch is a strike. I'll tell you, as much ground as Wendell had to cover in the bottom of the first, just getting off the field. one would hope that he got a couple extra seconds here to catch his breath before leading off in the second inning.
Well, Dwayne, you made a great point. Now, two things here. I think, first of all, Cash chose Joey Wendell to go to the outfield because he wanted the glove to make another appearance.
Yep. And
then he put him in left center as opposed to Brandon Lowe, who went to right center, because I think that ultimately he realized when he had to give the big glove back to the bullpen, he was going to need that kind of a running start and momentum to get that thing up and over the wall.
I'll tell you, he strikes out here, but he went from left center field all the way across to right center field, had to heave the glove over that wall that's 12 feet high, then get his glove and run all the way from right center field into the dugout, pick up his bat, then go to the plate to lead off.
He may want to have some words with Kevin Cash.
Yeah, I mean, easy on him.
Yeah. How about just right center and I can come in and get ready to hit?
Want to know here to Adames. Fouls it up the right side. Now 1-1. Hey, hello down there. Enjoying a little bag of peanuts, and all of a sudden that foul ball dropped into the seat adjacent to him. 2-1 count on the Rays shortstop. Well, the Rays 10-4 against the Blue Jays. They've gone 5-3 here. 5-1 at Tropicana Field. The series left against them. That's a liner into right and a base hit. Richard over to make the pickup.
Well, with Austin Meadows coming to the plate, let's look at a scouting report on Austin. Unexpected big night. We talked about it in the open. Ji-Man Choi comes out with a little bit of a sore knee. That allows Austin Meadows to get some at-bats. He comes in the 6th inning, goes 3 for 3, drives in 3, scores 2, picks up a stolen base, and all of that production has led to a right field start. Can't have a hot hitter like that on the bench. Earns his way out in playing time here today.
So here he is. 3 for 4. In a Rays uniform, 3 for 3 last night. He takes a strike. You know, he hit .292 with Pittsburgh, and if you put the handful of at-bats for the Rays and what he did in Pittsburgh, he was hitting over 300 against left-handed pitching. It's a little close. 1-1. Watched him take batting practice. You know, you talk about a hitter's head staying on the pitch. I think he does that better than anybody I saw come through the batting cage in batting practice today.
Well, then that would explain, you know, why you're hitting over 300 against lefties, staying through the baseball, staying up the middle. Even that, you know, he waved at that breaking ball, but he didn't pull off of it. That breaking ball just ran away from him.
1-2 now. Rays had a base runner in the first, left Alex Smith at second. Adames first here in the second inning with 1 out. Close there, fastball in there.
And all of that probably to set up that breaking ball down and away. I mean, Pannonian against the lefties is exclusively fastball and curveball. So now do you go with the curveball away, and that's exactly what is being called for.
Quick toss over to first, back in Adames. Fifth start for Pannonian, his 11th appearance overall. Going to take the count full as he goes away. Had a couple of full counts in the first inning, and now 3-2 to Meadows in the second. That's Carlos Gomez on deck. Ground ball right side glove by Smoak down to second, 1. And no return throw to first. They force Adames.
You know, and Dwayne, there was the reason no return throw right there is as well as Justin Smoak got off the bag and flagged that thing down, he floated the throw to Gurriel Jr. Watch how long this ball stays in the air, kind of a float, and by the time he grabs it, just no way you're going to be able to double him up.
Two outs with Meadows aboard. Carlos Gomez getting the start as the DH against the lefty. And the first pitch and a foul ball out of play. Fly ball back into center. A lot of territory out there. Pilar makes the catch. Ray's going to hit, leave a man through an inning and a half. No score. Brought to you by WB Mason, who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Rays and the Blue Jays moving on to the bottom of inning 2. Randall Grichuk will lead it off. It's a fastball in for strike one, well located. Grichuk homered in last night's game, his 24th of the year. And that ties his single season career mark. He hit 24 last year. Moves it up the right side, out of play. Blue Jays in at 70 and 84. Grichuk 1 of 7 against Glasnow, and one of his home runs came against the Rays right-hander. And that last outing he had here against the Blue Jays.
Well, he can turn around a fastball, and that's what this Toronto Blue Jay lineup was just sitting on in Glasnow's last start because the curveball slider, he couldn't get him anywhere near the plate.
A piece of that one, the breaking ball. Velez next, and then Diaz.
It's interesting too when you look at Glasnow. It's hard to tell the curveball and the slider apart. You really have to look at the radar gun. The break is very similar, but the slider is going to be 3-4 miles an hour harder.
And that's a strikeout. First strikeout of the game. Richard got on the breaking ball.
That's probably the safe way to go with Glasnow.
Yeah.
Just got him with the breaking ball. There it is. I think that was the curveball.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you can see a little bit more of a hump in that pitch right there. You know, with Pittsburgh, he kind of lost that slider for a while and then found it back, and he's incorporated that into essentially a repertoire of the fastball. It's a ground ball. He's going to skip by Wendell. He knocked it down. Velez, who continues to hit the ball hard every time the Rays see him. You know, he pitched in when the Rays were up here the last time and scalded one. And so he's aboard.
Well, here it is. He's able to get the hands through. I mean, that fastball from Glasnow, a little cutting action, and watch this ball come up a little bit on Joey Wendell and right off the thumb of the glove.
Aledmys Diaz getting a start.
See what happens when you start messing around with different gloves with a guy?
The pitch down.
Here's the thing. The outfielder's glove, if Joey had his glove on, Joey's glove, that ball is not skipping off the thumb. That ball will be gloved. There's just on the sheer size. The problem is finding the baseball and getting it out of there and making a throw.
That's right. High popper, shallow center, and Wendell's out calling for this one. He makes the catch. Diaz is the second out. Yeah, that's the conundrum. You know, it did occur to me, as much as they shift and Wendell finds himself in the outfield, you might make a case for that big glove. But getting rid of it, you know, those infielder gloves, smaller because of, well, the double play possibility. You want to get that in and out. Same thing on a ball on the infield. You're throwing a guy out at first. So
he would need a GoPro flashlight to be able to find it and then get it out, make the throw. You could probably build one of those right onto the, right there, right where his shades are.
Yeah,
just above that.
Well, you got to think outside the box.
Field, find, throw.
Yep. A 1-1 count on Pilar. Last now with Velez at first, 2 gone. Fastball low at 96. Ground ball to the shortstop. Adames to Wendell for the force. We go to the third. Rays nothing and the Blue Jays nothing. only. Rays have a steal for you. Purchase $30 lower box tickets to any game next weekend and get $15 of loaded value included to spend on concessions and merchandise at Tropicana Field. Go to raysbaseball.com/steal to get your deal. Here's Sucre leading off the third. The pitch is a strike. How about Sucre? His average now up to 216. He was sub 200 for a long time, and it's 7 of his last 10 at bats now. Quickly behind Pannonian, 0-2. Pannonian, 3 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. Ground ball for Diaz at third. There was a strike to first. Away. Mounting Smith, he doubled his first time. Pannonian, the left-handed starter here for the Blue Jays, originally drafted by Cleveland in the 2013 draft. Alex takes them all. Now out of Warwick, Rhode Island, he went to high school at Bishop Hendrickson. And if that sounds familiar, that's the same high school that produced Rocco Baldelli. Now a strike at the knees, 1-1.
That's some good research right there. That's a private investigator type move.
I'm not sure if he was as good a volleyball player at Bishop Hendrickson as Rocco was. Rocco could do about anything he wanted athletically.
You know what? And you don't realize until you get up on him how tall, lanky Rocco Baldelli is. You know, you think about his power, all the leverage that he was able to create. Then you think about playing volleyball with that kind of build.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
A great student on top of that. He's field coordinator now. Kind of a Renaissance man in his own way.
Yes.
2-2 now. And we have a full count.
And I'll tell you another thing. If Michael Buffer ever decides that he's going to hang it up on the big prize fights, Rocco could fill in quite well.
Yes, he could. Little tap right side. Going to be a race to the bag, and Meadows pitched across just ahead of Smith's arrival.
Every time you see one of those dribblers, whether it's Malik Smith or Kevin Kiermaier, you feel for that pitcher because he knows, my gosh, I better make a beeline and I had better be pretty quick because it becomes a race. And you see Pannonian immediately take off, and Malik's trying to make that thing close.
You know, and that's especially true for a lefty.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've had that same feeling, that same experience.
Awful.
To try to cover that ground, because you're going to fall toward third to begin with. And a quick reverse of field.
There can be no wasted movement whatsoever. And you better have at least a decent set of wheels, so you're going to get beat to the bag.
Well, there you are. That's what got you out of all that trouble when you would have to hightail it over to first. That great burst of speed.
That great burst of speed. Dwayne, say that again.
Oh, a drive off the bat of Pham, and that baby is gone. Tommy Pham on an 0-1 pitch belts his 6th home run in a Rays uniform, and that's number 20 on the year. He had 14 with St. Louis, and boy, oh boy, what a stretch he has been on down the stretch for the Rays. The Rays take a 1-0 lead.
Obviously a comfort level at the plate right now, and Tommy Pham, they're trying to come in, and that's why you can't live in there. You go in there and then you get out, but Pannonian left it out over the plate. That's the risk that you run.
Matt Duffy, he takes a pitch that stays high.
Well, that's the thing about Tommy Pham too, this hot streak, so much of it has been early in ball games, getting you know, that quick hot start.
2-0. Yeah, he's been really fun to watch. Been on base in 24 games now, extending that streak. And a 3-0 count. Duffy walks on 4 pitches. So after the home run, 4-pitch walk, and Duffy heads to first. Phams had a great September. Came in hitting .388 in September. Up around .350 since putting on a Rays uniform. Now C.J. Cron. And there's a ball away, and then we'll get Pannonian a visit from his catcher, Mcguire. A closer look at that home run. StatCast AI powered by AWS. 110.3 off the bat. That's about how hard he hits everything. I mean, hard off the bat. Consistently from Pham. Fastball misses. 2-0. 6 straight out of the zone after the home run.
Well, you know, you get spooked. You get spooked as you try to come in with that fastball. You miss with it, and it gets hit as hard as it did. And now all of a sudden, you're working the fringes and then some.
A big cut in the foul ball by Cron. 2-1.
Because before that home run, Pannonian, you know, wasn't shying away from the strike zone at all with all 3 pitches, and then one gets tattooed.
Three and one. Well, Pham plays the game with great intensity, and the ball comes off his bat with great intensity. I'm telling you,
his batting stance.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he's going to grind that, you know, bat into sawdust.
It's a nice element to have as part of the club. It's a kind of intensity. And ball 4. Back-to-back walks now.
Yeah, that's all that speaks to, is that ball getting ripped like it was, and then Pannonian has now ran from the strike zone. All you end up doing there is just digging a deeper and deeper hole. A big hit here by Joey Wendell, who hits lefties well, and you can start to put some distance between yourself and the Blue Jays.
Joey Wendell strike out his first time. And the breaking ball, and he takes a good look at that one down and away off the plate. Nine of the last 10 pitches out of the zone for Pannonian. And another miss. 2-0. That's going to be out of play the other way. 1. Pickoff play at second. And back end is Duffy. There we go, slipping in behind him. Rays have taken a 1-0 lead. Now 3-1. Well, 3 consecutive 3-ball counts, 4 in this inning, and 7 in the game so far for Pannonian. 3-1 to Wendell. Bounces it the other way, and that's going to be out of play.
Very similar to what we saw in last night's ball game. The Blue Jay pitching staff, 3-ball count after 3-ball count. A lot of bad counts. The Rays took full advantage, plating 11 runs. They scored 11 runs and left, what, 12 or 13 guys on base. It could have been a lot worse.
Could have been. Runners go, and the pitch is down, and the bases are loaded. So following the home run, 3 consecutive walks to load the bases for Adames.
Look at what Tommy Pham has done. Completely rattled Thomas Pannonian.
And yet he appears to be so calm sitting there in the dugout right now.
It's like an assassin.
Yeah.
I mean, just do your job and very businesslike.
Yep.
Don't leave pitches out over the plate, man.
Well, the Blue Jays have a big conference on the mound now. Well, the Rays in this series, today they're 0 for 3 with men in scoring position. They're 15 out of 41 with men in scoring position, including the 3 today. And here's Willie Adames. Single into right his first time up. And he takes ball 1. And picks up the corner. 1-1. Left a man in second in the first, left a man on in the second. Have a run on the Pham home run. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the third. It's going to be out of play. A ball, 2 strikes. Genie up in the bullpen. Now for Toronto. And a cut and a miss. Throwing the curveball and strikes him out. The Rays settle for 1 on the Pham home run. They leave the bases loaded through 2.5. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Rays Live pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. We'll be hearing from Blake tomorrow, and the American League Cy Young Award discussion goes on. Snell looking for win number 21 tomorrow. Our coverage begins at 12:30. Swing and a miss by the catcher, Rhys Mcguire. These are his numbers in AAA Buffalo this year. 5 out of 20 with the Blue Jays. Ground ball, and oh, what a grab at third. Duffy up, and the throw to first got him. Duffy well off that line and had to reach across to backhand it and make another sparkling play.
And he was about the only guy over there too, and this ball slicing away from him, and look at that, he backhands it behind his body. That ball is almost by him and into the outfield as Mcguire just gets underneath it and slices it. How about that? And how about Tommy Pham behind him? Cheerleader.
Second great play made by the Rays third baseman today. We're only in the third inning. First pitch strike in 97 to Richard Urania.
Making those backhands look pretty routine.
Yeah, he made one on Gurriel Jr. in the first, and now one on McGuire. Ball and a strike. Down, so a couple defensive stars in the scorebook so far for Duffy. Three and one. This now with a strikeout, hasn't walked anybody. This is his first 3-ball count. Not a hitter. And he walks him. He missed inside. Well, that pitch was close. Could have been a strike.
And I think that it was the way that Sucre received that ball. You know, Glasnow gets some natural cutting action, and watch how it takes the glove out of the zone. Yep, right there.
You know, it's really tough. We see Sucre do a pretty good job framing pitches. That shows you how difficult it is to handle that pitch.
Yeah, and that's 97 with some natural cut that's headed that way. For you to get out and around that pitch and freeze it there,
yep,
it's going to be almost impossible. Just the sheer velocity is going to knock that glove out of the zone.
One strike on Billy McKinney. You know, that really emphasizes the point. They're not just playing catch there. And for a catcher to kind of stick the landing on those pitches, that truly not only is an art, but it's a very definite physical activity involved as well. There's some strength there. This one is pulled foul. And catchers will try to make sure they strengthen their forearms and hands to try to be able to get pitches.
Yeah, those guys, their wrists and hands and forearms, like you said, are extremely strong. And then it becomes technique. You know, how are you going to receive it, and anticipating pitches, and breaking balls at the bottom of the zone, getting the thumb underneath them. So you can kind of hold it there. And those pitches on the corner, it's not easy, and that's why you see these guys put in so many long hours working on their technique and receive, because it's so important in today's game, so valued.
Yep.
It's gotten to the point too where it used to be a few guys were great at it and everybody else, kind of okay. And now you've got most guys are really good at it, and if you want to have an opportunity to catch, you're going to have to be.
Yeah. If you're a catcher, and you see a number of catchers with ability, but to catch a lot, they're going to have to do that.
Yes, or hit 45 homers a year.
That's right.
That's it. That's the only other thing.
Then they find a way you can DH and do other things. Another guy will come in and catch. A ball, 2 strikes on McKinney, and he is out on strikes. Breaking ball got him. Strikeout number 2. Might have been the curveball again. Let's take a look.
How about that big time depth? And you know, you can see McKinney just could not wait back on it long enough.
Two outs in the third. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. up. It's a lean and a move by Urania. The pitch is foul back. Boy, you could see Urania leaning over there. He couldn't wait to get it started. So Urania back in at first to strike the count on Gurriel. And a balk is going to be called. No hesitation, no pause. And Urania has been balked up to second.
Urania could not even get into take his lead and get into his stance. Glasnow just coming set and immediately heading towards home plate.
One. Well, that's been an issue with Glasnow, and he's obviously very well aware of that. He's trying to get rid of that last pitch to the point of balking. Opposition with 18 steals and 23 attempts with him on the mound. Foul back, 1-2. The Coors Light refreshing finish for Toronto. The 2-home-run night for Gurriel last night to give him 11 on the year.
And that was coming in his first 2 at-bats in the ball game last night. You remember his last at-bat the first night was the home run off Sergio Romo. So he had gone 3 straight ABs off 3 different Rays pitchers and hit home runs.
Ground ball third. Deep third. The throw is right there. Another nice play by Duffy. Gurriel is out of there. The Blue Jays are finished, and we go to the 4th. 1-0 Rays.
Fresh catches of the game, and it's going to be Matt Duffy with the backhand. And for the Blue Jays, you got to quit testing the backhand. They just keep getting better. And right now, Rays third baseman on point with the glove.
Well, they tried him 3 times. See if that's enough. Here's Meadows chopping it by the mound toward the middle. Uriel Jr. with the pickup and the throw. And Austin Meadows out on the first pitch in the fourth. Rays with the bottom three up. Meadows out number one now. Carlos Gomez and Jesus Sucre will follow. Gomez out on a fly ball to center field in the second inning. The popper. Smoak's after it and not going to be able to catch up. So it goes as a strike. Rays got a run on the Tommy Pham home run. That came with the bases empty and 2 outs. Then they loaded the bases on 3 consecutive walks before Pannonian struck out Adames. Upstairs, 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes. Takes care of Gomez. Ground ball and a strikeout in the inning. Strikeout number 5 on the day, posted by Pannonian.
Well, he just comes with the fastball with a little bit of elevation out over the plate. Gomez a little bit underneath it. That's where that deception comes into play a little bit for Pannonian. Trying to hide that baseball.
Strike. And inside, 1-1. With a run, 3 hits. Toronto, no runs, 1 hit. One hopper to short. Uriel up with it. The Rays are up and down, 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the 4th coming, 1-0 Rays.
fastball. In Justin Smoak's last at-bat, you noticed a shift, Joey Wendell in left center field. Right now, he's actually not going to be playing there, but I asked manager Kevin Cash 2 days ago why they were putting that shift on Justin Smoak, and of course it is situational. It's not going to be every single at-bat, and I asked a Blue Jays radio broadcaster how many other teams he's seen do that when Justin Smoak comes to bat, and he said he's seen the A's do it and the Astros do it, and then of course the Rays do it. And then I also asked manager Kevin Cash if there's any other hitters that they have done that for or considered doing that for, and he said Joey Gallo. So it's something that we might be seeing more in the league as you know, the season continues, or even next year.
Yeah, and we're going to see it right now again with Wendell going out to get that big glove. They keep it in the bullpen.
And you know what? I think Joey might have talked to Kevin and said, hey, listen, coming off the field from left center, a little too long, so they're keeping him out in right center this time.
Well, that's good because he had to lead off that inning prior. So we'll see how it works out this time. Smoak up here. 1-0 the count. And a strike, so it's 1-1. So Joey Wendell out there at right center with the Rays utilizing 4 outfielders. 2-1. You know, when the pitch is made, the only defender on the infield dirt was Crone, because Duffy took a step back on the turf. Adames is in short right.
And really, the reason for that is these infielders, you know, Justin Smoak's not a flyer up the line. So the further you can be away and still be able to make the play, the more range that you have. Crone's got to stay close because he's got to get to first.
There's a high shot, well foul. Tomahawk shot there and into the upper deck, but well foul.
Right into section 513.
So the count 3-2. And ball 4. So out of all that, a leadoff walk. Smoak will head to first. Wendell retrieves his infielder's glove and it's back. Krichik will be the hitter. Stationed up the middle with the right-handed hitting Krichik up there. There's a strike on a fastball. Into the dirt. What a pitch by Sucre. 98 in the dirt.
You know, and that's coming after a pitch, and I don't know if something maybe Laz Diaz said to Sucre, but the previous pitch after it was made, Sucre was reminding Glasnow to come set and to hold those, you know, the hands there in the set position for a split second. Maybe it got him off his game a little bit concentration wise, because you don't see him miss a fastball by that much very often.
Point.
But that really could have been Laz Diaz saying, hey, listen, your boy's getting close again. You might want to remind him. And Sucre yelled out to him and said, hey, come set and hold it there.
Ball 2 strikes. Into the dirt there with a breaking pitch. Go back to that moment you're referencing.
After that pitch was made, Laz Diaz right there telling him, you better tell him to come set. Sucre, hey, come set there and hold it. That's exactly what ended up happening.
And he gets him a breaking pitch. He strikes him out. Strikeout number 3. They've all been on curveballs.
And when he's been able to get to 2 strikes right there, all that depth, just kind of waving at those pitches, and That's the thing about Glass now too, is he's not a big chase guy. You know, he's an overpower you in the zone, but he's gotten a few chases here this afternoon with the breaking ball.
Rowdy Tellez. Inside. Tellez picked up a base hit in the second inning. Missed down the fastball, 2-0. Jays have a hit. They've got a couple walks. One. The Rays riding a 15-4 September. Blue Jays have been 9-11 in September. Start, but a stop, and the count is 3-1. Last time out against the Blue Jays, lasted 2/3 of an inning. Sharp 7 runs. Back into right. That ball is going to carry out of here. 3-1 pitch. Tellez belts a 2-run homer to make it 2-1 Toronto. Third home run for Tellez since arriving from the minor leagues.
Watch him pull his hands in. That ball on the inner third of the plate. And Tellez pulls the hands in, launches. I'll tell you, Dwayne, he came into this game hitting .372 here with the Blue Jays, and hits in his first 2 ABs. He's got to be closing in on 400.
Well, he gives Toronto the lead. It's 1-1 on Aledmys Diaz. Tellez trying to make the most of this opportunity. Discussed the other night, he was a 30th round pick, so he had to earn his way, and in this case hit his way into the Toronto picture.
Well, he has done nothing but impress since coming up to the big club. A lot of extra base hits.
Well, they get Diaz reaching, and he's out on strikes.
3 straight breaking balls to put Diaz away. And, you know, going back and talking about Tellez, you know, he has that knack. When we talk about Tommy Pham, was that third break ball, when you talk about Tommy Pham and when you talk about G-Man Choi, that knack for finding the baseball with the barrel of the bat and hitting it hard.
Fastball high to Pilar. Well, the Rays have seen their fair share of him, that's for sure. A strike, and it's 1-1. Last time they were up here, he got his first hit. Remember that pinch hit roll? That's a base hit the other way. Pilar singles off the fastball. Rhys Mcguire, the catcher, hitting 8th. Step in. He shoots Takes it into right. It's going to go to the wall. Meadows will play the carom. Pillar's going to be waved around, and the throw to the plate is not in time. Ball gets loose, and Mcguire's going to go to third.
Dwayne, Austin Meadows out there in right field played that ball very cautiously off the wall, and that is what the Blue Jays were able to take advantage of. His ball's going to get by him, and he just kind of angles himself to play it off the wall. Watch how long all this takes. And then just that throw just doesn't have enough on it, doesn't get to Wendle soon enough, and they were waving him all the way around from first.
The Rays find themselves down by 2. So Mcguire doubles. Picks up a run batted in and goes to third when the throw to the plate skipped away.
I think you assume, okay, this ball's going to get by me. Let me be careful, play it off the wall, and just get it into my cutoff man. Keep runners at second and third, but everything took just a tick too long. And, you know, the Blue Jays are watching that. So you got Pillar can run a little bit, runs well. You're going to start waving him home and be aggressive here, trying to create some out.
And now it's Mcguire at third with Urania, the hitter. This ball down and picked out by Sucre.
And thank goodness, because of that runner down there at third and Mcguire.
Breaking ball misses. 2-0. 2-run home run by Tellez. 2-out base hit by Pillar, and the double by Mcguire. Add to the lead. Mcguire in third. The other charge to Wendle on the throw and skipped away. Two and two. Trying to contain the damage. Rangers going to get another 2-2 pitch. Tellez, the big blow, his third home run. Ground ball by the mound. Wendle gloves and throws to retire the side. 7 men come to the plate. They score 3, leave 1, 3-1 Toronto. MLB at Bat, your #1 Rays app. Customize your experience and catch every moment this season. Rays home screen icons, MLTV game of the day. Download MLB at Bat today. Now Alex Smith sends it into left, but it's going to stay up, and McKinney makes the catch. Now Alex lines to left on the first pitch, 5th inning underway. Well, the Rays have stranded 5 through the first 4, including the bases loaded in the 3rd following the Tommy Pham home run. That home run accounting for the only run for the Rays. Want to know the count. This one is down 2-0. Boy, after that home run by Pham, Pannonian appeared to get awfully wobbly, but he survived it and now has a 2-run lead.
Well, you remember the visit. Pete Walker came out there after the walk to Wendell and got right after Pannonian, and Pannonian ended up going right after Willie Adames and striking him out on a curveball, and now starting to feel it again.
2-2 with Pham. It's been driven on a line toward left center, but McKinney's there. He had him positioned that way a step or two, and that helped him get there.
And Tommy Pham once again hitting the ball hard. As a hitter, that's all you can do. Solid hard contact. You do that consistently enough and they're going to fall for you, and unfortunately that one did not.
Matt Duffy. The breaking ball stays wide. Something extra off that breaking ball.
How low can you go?
There's a strike, 1-1. The other thing Pannonian did after that 3rd inning, which was a 30-pitch inning, he came out and got the Rays 1, 2, 3 in the 4th on just 9 pitches. So that really got him back on track. It's 2-2 with Duffy. 2 outs, bases empty in the 5th. Count's going to go full. Jay Crone, the on-deck hitter. And a tap, going to be trouble. Pannonian with a quick throw to first. He made a nice play there, getting off that mound. Quickly jumping on that little dribbler and a turn and throw to first.
Didn't think he had a chance, Dwayne. Did not think he had a chance. How about the throw, though?
The Ram Game Break brought to you by the all-new 2019 Ram 1500. Top of the order, Billy McKinney. There's a strike. McKinney is grounded to second and struck out. Sharply hit and foul. Shot into right. One hops the wall. McKinney's going to dig for two, and he will make it ahead of the throw back in. An 0-2 pitch, and that's his 7th double of the year.
That breaking ball just stayed up in the zone a little bit. It had a little hump in it too, so I think McKinney recognizes it, and that did not have the same depth as previous breaking balls, and so he lays into it. And the Blue Jays threaten once again.
The Rays would like to have that play at second looked at.
You know, when he slid into the bag, he slid over the bag, and for a split second, he did come away from second base. And so the Rays believed that the tag was still on him when he did that. Here's the throw by Meadows, but watch McKinney come off the bag, right? It was right when that right foot first came off. Watch it pop up and off. That split second of time, the Rays are going to take a chance that Willy Adames had the glove on his back. That is a gamble.
Let's see if the glove was on the back before that left foot got to the bag.
And there was not a lot of time between the foot coming off and the other foot coming on.
Yeah, the Rays are hoping that the crew in New York believes in nanoseconds. Because that's about what it was if he was off the bag.
And well, that right there, that angle that we just showed was the best angle for the Rays. Watch this. So that foot comes off right now. Tag, straddling the bag before the left hand comes down. I don't know.
And he's out. Well, they believe in nanoseconds.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the angle, because that right foot comes off. The left foot is behind the bag, and the left hand did not come down on top of it yet. And you can see the tag from Adames was on.
It wasn't long, but it was there.
Here it is. Watch right foot come off. Right here. Tag on. Left foot's not on there. The hand's not yet to the bag. Boy, wow.
So the Rays get it out on the challenge. Boy, that is some very keen observation made by the Rays crew there.
You know, here's the thing too. What did we look at? 4 or 5 different angles? You've got to rifle your way through those that quick and say that's the one, and we're going to challenge and be timely about it. Rays nailed that one.
One out with the bases empty. What a difference that could make. Nice job. One out, bases empty. 1-2 the count to Gurriel. Did not go. John Barber down there at first. Did not go for it. The count is 2-2. Skies it into shallow center. Alex Smith coming in, far better angle, and that's out number 2. Joey Wendell was busting it out there for second, but Alex had the better look.
I think everybody, still has thoughts about game 1 of this series.
Yes.
That ball falling in off the bat of Kendrys Morales.
Yeah, that was a twilight zone inning when the Rays had that one get away from them. And Joey Wendell out there with the big glove again in right center.
You got to get a name for that glove.
Max. It's the Max glove.
It looks like it's right off the store shelf, not broken in yet.
Little tap by Smoak, picked up by Crone, unassisted. We are going to head into the 6th inning. Rays are down 3-1. The Rays are down 3-1. They grab the lead in the 3rd on Tommy Pham's 20th home run of the year, his 6th since coming to the Rays. Rays left the bases loaded thereafter. And Rowdy Tellez belted a 2-run homer in the 4th to give Toronto the lead. They later scored a run in that inning on the Pilar single and a double by McGuire. That made it 3-1, and the Rays trailed by 2 as our game moves into the 6th inning. C.J. Crone drills the first one into left for a base hit, and the Rays put the leadoff man on base. Second time Crone is reached. He walked in the 3rd. Joey Wendell. Rays with 4 hits. Blue Jays have 5. Wendell 0 for 1 with a walk. And the breaking ball, curveball at 68 drops in.
We've seen that pitch anywhere from 66 to about 71 miles an hour.
Plate 70 on that one.
And that changeup going to be around 10 miles an hour harder than that. The fastball we've seen, 87, 89 is the range.
Wendell looks at strike 2. Wendell came in hitting .302 overall, 7th in the league, and .307 against lefties. it up. Foul ball, left side. Diaz makes the catch from third. One away in the sixth. Adames settling in the batter's box with a hit and 2 at bats. Ground ball second. Urania. Gurriel 1. First base Smoak for 2. 4-6-3, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. Rays down 3-1. Today's Geico great moment on this day, 2011. Lefty Matt Moore striking out 11 Yankees, most ever by a Ray in his first major league start, becoming the youngest pitcher in 22 years, 97 days to fan 10 or more Yankees in New York since the Detroit Tigers' Hal Newhouser did that in 1943. Moore becoming the first picking up his first major league win, by the way. 15-8. Randall Grichuk leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. 81 pitches for Tyler Glasnow. And he bounces this one in. Twice today, Grichuk has struck out, missing the curveball each time. Pops it foul, carries back into the stands. Baseball on the corner. Part of the order. Grichuk hitting cleanup today. And that will take care of Grichuk for the 3rd time today with the breaking ball.
Yeah, how about the confidence that Glasnow has in that pitch? You got to believe that Grichuk is looking for it, or at least going to be aware of it, having struck out the first 2 times on it. But Glasnow's like, you know what? I'm going to put it in a good spot, and I don't care if you know it's coming or not. Not going to be able to do anything about it. He gets him for that 3rd time.
Well, 5 strikeouts. They've all come on the breaking ball. Here's Tellez. Down and in. Tellez hit the home run in the 4th inning to give the Blue Jays a 2-1 lead. They added a run in that inning, making it 3-1. And that's how we stand in the bottom of the 6th.
changeup right there, and we've seen Glasnow throw a couple of them here this afternoon, not with much success, but you know, that'll be a pitch. The better that it gets, the more swings and misses he'll get, not only on that, but on fastballs. It won't be just the breaking balls.
He's behind 3-0 now. Fastball, picking up the strike. Well, halfway down through the lineup, working his way through for the third time. And now he's back full. Little piece of that one foul. He's trailing by a couple. Wrap it up tomorrow here in Toronto at home. They'll have the Yankees and the Blue Jays coming in to Tropicana Field. Foul ball again. We'll see another 3-2 pitch. Stepping back to Les. And he got him. The chase there. And down to first to complete the strikeout. Tellez out number 2.
And another breaking ball. Another strikeout on the breaking ball. Comes all the way back to get him. Sucre able to smother that ball, keep it close, and finish it off with the 2-3.
Aledmus Diaz. This is the fastball. Strike one. Toward the corner. One hop and off the wall. Van will make the pickup, and Diaz has a double. His 25th double of the year.
Caught a rolling breaking ball. Well, that ball stays up there around the belt, easy to recognize and easier to get to. That ball roped into the corner.
Kevin Pillar is going to be the hitter. The Rays are going to talk it over on the mound. Kyle Snyder on his way to the hill.
And no sign of Joey Wendell peeling off to the outfield. Can't afford to do that with the runner at second base. Got to play it a little bit more straight up.
Pitch count in the mid-90s. We do have some action in the bullpen. In the fourth, when they scored 3, the big pitch count inning for Glasnow, 30 in that inning. Pillar part of that. He singled and scored in the fourth. Now he hits 2 outs and a man at second in the 6th inning. Pops it up foul. That will carry out a play.
That might have been the one pitch that he was looking for. You're looking for one mistake out over the plate here with 2 strikes. You just got it and fouled it off. And let's see if Glasnow can find some better areas here and put this inning to rest.
And a cut and a miss. Fastball by him. 1-2 strike count. Ball, 2 strikes. Left-handed hitting catcher Mcguire on deck. Eric's in the bullpen. And the breaking ball hit on the ground. Duffy down at third makes the play to retire the side, leaving Diaz at second. We go to the 7th. Rays down by 2. Three to 1. Rays got their run in the 3rd on the Tommy Pham home run. And as we go to the 7th inning, is going to be Austin Meadows to lead it off. Young man out of Atlanta. Got him in the Chris Archer deal from Pittsburgh. And in combination with the Pirates and the Rays, 51 games, hitting .304, 0 for 2 today. And he leads off the 7th. Takes a strike. Carlos Gomez due next, and then Sucre. It's on the corner. A little breaking ball. The Rays down here by a couple runs, getting into the later stages of this game. Waiting on that breaking ball, fouling it away, 0-2.
And you know, even waiting back on it, it was tough. You want to get going. You know, how often is it? Outside of a knuckleball pitcher, how often do you see 68, 69 miles an hour? Tough for these guys to sit back on.
Been in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A 1-2 count. This one lifted back into center. Pilar will angle back with a lot of room and makes the catch. 1 gone. Rays have Ryan Stanek up in their bullpen beyond the right field fence. Carlos Gomez trying to get something going here against the 24-year-old left-hander. Fouls the fastball right back, strike 1. ball. Glove by Gurriel Jr. and it's still the first right there. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, you go back, Dwayne, to that 3rd inning, 2-out home run by Tommy Pham, and it seemed to have spooked Pannonian, who then walks the next 3 hitters before finally getting out, and you wondered how much he had left in him at that point, and could he recover fully? And here he is, 2 outs into the 7th inning.
Well, he made 30 pitches in the 3rd, but came right back with a 9-pitch 4th. 12 pitches in the 5th. 6 in the 6th inning. Now 2 outs, bases empty in the 7th.
Boy, look at that. After that, like you just talked about, you talk about getting things under control, helping out your bullpen, helping out your manager.
Now Sucre drives one deep to left. McKinney goes to the wall. Gone. Home run for Sucre. He has been hot with the bat and picks up his first home run of the year to make it a 1-run ball game. How about that for Sucre? He came in 7 of his last 10. Went 0 for 2 with a couple ground balls before connecting on that one.
He's been getting some more regular playing time, starting in Texas against the Rangers. That night game followed up by a day game. He was in the lineup both days, swinging the bat well. It continues here, and he got one left out over the plate. Pannonian knew it.
Well, they attempted a breaking ball to Malik Smith, and it stays inside. Now the breaking ball catches the corner. It's 1-1. Malik's had a double in the 1st. 0 for 2 since then. Fastball on the other corner. 1-2. Not overpowering, but well placed.
That's the key. That's how you're going to have success without lighting up the radar gun.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-run ball game now. It's a full count. Staying with the curveball.
I think Malik Smith working this at bat. You think about getting him on base with his speed in this 1-run game.
And a little tapper right side. Charged by Rania, and he cannot make the play. Tried to flip it, tried to scoop with the glove and get it over there. And Malik Smith has an infield hit.
It's the whole reason why with 2 strikes in a battling at bat, you're just thinking about putting it in play because of the speed. And Urania knows that he's going for the do or die scoop and just can't get it done.
Now Gibbons comes out to make the pitching change. A call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Off from the Florida Lottery. A new spin on a classic with a top prize of $5 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Ryan Tepera is going to be the new pitcher following the lefty Thomas Pannonian. 6 2/3 for Pannonian, 108 pitches. He leaves with a man on. And Tommy Pham, the first man to face Tepera.
Well, Tepera had better come in sharp because Tommy Pham is going to be ready to swing the bat. He does not wait around. He's looking for a pitch. First one you leave out over the plate, he is going to take a rip.
Over to first, and Malik is back in. Two outs. Sucre hit the home run to make it a one-run game. Alex Smith has reached on the infield hit.
How about all the signs being given right there? No runner on second base. That's usually the sequence of signs that you see with a runner on second. They're going through just about everything, and now they want that fastball and they want it up.
Over to first again.
There have been 6 stolen bases and 9 attempts off of Tepera. He does have 3 pickoffs.
And Malik, you see right there, second in the league in steals. He's going. The pitch is down. A quick throw down. Not going to be in time. He got in there head first. Malik Smith picks up steal number 36. He got a good jump.
And even the throw from the knees got down there quickly, and he still was in there well ahead of that throw. That does speak to the jump. And the Rays being aggressive, you know, they do a lot of running and they lead the major leagues in stolen bases since the 1st of August. But most of that running is done when they're in the lead, not behind.
A 1-0 count on Pham. And a cut and a miss on the fastball, mid-90s. He took a rip out over the plate.
Yeah, that was just a straight challenge fastball. I don't know if I would do that too many more times, though, if I'm Tepera.
And a cut and a miss. A late move away.
That was nasty. That was a nasty darting slider. And I'd be shocked if he didn't go right back to it. Try to take it maybe a little bit further off the plate, a little further down.
And this one farther away by a margin.
Wasn't thinking that far.
2-2. So big pitch right here on 2 balls, 2 strikes. Potential tying run at second. Malik Smith and his speed out there. And we're going to go full. And the slider again. 3-2. Well, he heard you. But didn't think you'd quite go for that. The pitch out over the plate again.
Yeah, well.
Do a great slider and then 2 well off the plate.
Yeah, you're trying to make him nastier. You know, it's one thing to move the location of him. It's another to try to make it nastier. That's what he did with the one that it was way off the plate. Just overthrew it.
3-2. And he walks Pham.
Wow.
Missed with a fastball up.
That is a break there for the Rays because Tepera was in complete control of that count, of that at bat, and he let him loose. Good job by Tommy Pham staying disciplined on those sliders and not biting after that fastball.
Yep. Now Matt Duffy. Duffy 0 for 2. He walked back in the third. 2 men on, 2 men out. Foul ball right there at his feet. First time the Rays have seen Tepera in this series. Now 0-2. Slider with some depth. Snell side by side there. 6 innings from last now today. Into the dirt. Blocked. It's a nice job by McGuire. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Boy, he's really jumping on these 2-strike breaking balls. And that may be part of the message here. There's this one. Never had a chance. And boy, you're right. McGuire getting out there and able to keep that in front.
Well, all of this with 2 outs, the home run to make it a 1-run game. Then the infield hit by Alex Smith, a steal of second. Pannonian out of the game. Tepera walking Pham. Now 1-2 to Duffy. And away Van de Bes. Now they're with the slider. And the Rays lead 2, score 1. It's a 1-run game. Let's go to Neal and Orestes. Game now for the Rays. 6 innings for Glass now. 6 strikeouts, all on the breaking ball. 3 runs, 6 hits. And Kolarek makes his 29th appearance. Danny Jansen will pinch hit. He hits for McGuire to begin the bottom of the 7th, and the pitch is a strike. McGuire had an RBI double in the 4th inning. With the lefty out there, he's lifted in favor of Jansen's right-handed bat. Pops it up. Adames starts backpedaling into shallow left and is out to make the catch right in front of Tommy Pham.
When you're getting enough traffic on these pop-ups, you're going to need to start calling for a fair catch and some interference. The Rays bound and determined to not let another pop-up fall in.
Yeah, they had Malik Smith and Joey Wendell out there joining Adames and Pham.
Yes. Want to get together.
Richard Urania shoots it the other way into right, a base hit. Meadows with a backhanded pickup and back in towards second. The Rangers on for the 2nd time. He had walked earlier, now a base hit. Going to go to the top side of the order, and Billy McKinney's going to be lifted. So with the pinch hitter coming on, Kevin Cash comes out of the dugout, and he's going to make a pitching change. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Now the Rays make a pitching change. The Oscar Hernandez had been announced as the pinch hitter. Kolarek will depart. Ryan Stanek enters the game. Hernandez hitting with a runner at first and 1 out. Some foul ball, strike 1. Hernandez, a very aggressive hitter, as a lot of these Toronto hitters up and down the lineup are.
You were talking about C.J. Cron putting on a display in batting practice.
Yep.
Teoscar Hernandez was doing the same thing for the Blue Jays. Pretty impressive.
Down and away. 1-1. Yeah, they were launching some balls, I'll tell you. It's a big Budweiser sign in left center field, and that's what Crone was aiming for.
That's not close. Not close to us. It's not close to home plate.
And he went after that one. 1-2. Well, that's the thing with Stanek out there. He throws anything else but the breaking ball. There's that Budweiser sign and that little porch out there just underneath the B. Hit one up there.
Wow.
A 1-2 count now on Hernandez. Cutting the miss. He is out on strike. No, 98 to get him. And that is out number 2.
Well, he gave him the fastball, but he gave it to him in a spot that Hernandez was not going to be able to drive it and hurt it. It was off the plate, a little bit of elevation, and he gets the strikeout with it. Just because a guy at the plate is a good fastball hitter doesn't mean you don't throw him one. You just put it in an area where he can't hurt you.
Gurriel Jr. at the plate. It's 98 in off the plate, 1-0. It is Gurriel Jr. 0 for 3 today. 2 home runs and a single in the game last night. Homer his last time up in the game on Thursday. Reaching and taps it foul. On slider right there. Clifford up in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. Upstairs. 2-1. That hard stuff consistently at 98 from Stanek. Foul the other way. Squared at 2-2. It's at bat 98, 90, then back to the fastball 98, 98 again. And he pours that one by him. 98. He strikes him out. Man left on base. We're going to go to the 8th. C.J. Crone will open it. The Rays are down by a run, 3-2. Brought to you by Simply Healthcare. Live the Simply life. And by your local Honda dealer. Game 3 of 4 in Toronto. The Rays and the Blue Jays moving on to the 8th in a one-run game. Tyler Clippard comes on for the Blue Jays, their third pitcher, to deal with the middle of the order, Crone, Wendell, and Adames.
71st appearance. 7 out of 13 in the save department, but 80 strikeouts in 65 2/3 innings.
Danny Jansen stays in to catch. New left fielder as well, Jonathan Davis out there. And here's Crone to face Clippard. Popped up right side, foul ball, and out of play. Well, the Rays with 2 shots left, down by a run. Both runs off Pannonian. 6 2/3, a third of an inning for Tepera. And now Clippard. It's popped back, foul again. 0-2.
Clippard, he not overpowering either, but he gives you a lot to think about. You know, he's going to mix that fastball in there with a curveball, a slider, split, and a change.
And strike 3 called. Crone shaking his head as he departs.
He got away with one. You know, Jansen wants this ball down. It was the split right there, and they want it down below the zone. And look at this thing hang up there right at the top, and Laz Diaz gives it to him.
Joey Wendell now. Wendell 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 3rd. Short's on the bat, takes that pitch, and that's a strike call. Rays down by a run. One. Rays got a run on a home run by Pham in the 3rd. Toronto scored 3 times in the 4th inning, 2 on a homer by Tellez, double by McGuire drove in the other run. The Rays got the home run from Sucre in the 7th. We're now in the 8th, and there's a shot back into right field. Has some carry. Grichuk toward the corner. He's going to make the catch. That ball right down the line toward the corner, and Grichuk there to make the grab.
I think everybody was anticipating home run. That ball got a little bit towards the end of the bat, but the trajectory off the bat, boy, it looked coming off there. Everything looked good, but you see right down there towards the end of the bat. But even so, you're thinking now maybe this ball ends up falling in down the line, but Grichuk is able to get over there in time and make that catch.
2 gone, bases empty, and here's Willie Adames. He shoots a base hit the other way, picking up his 2nd hit of the game. So the Rays got a base runner with 2 outs, and that will get Austin Meadows to the plate. Meadows 3 hits last night upon entering the game in the 6th inning as a pinch hitter and staying on. 2 singles and a double. Getting the start today 0 for 3. Pitch is down. balls and a fly ball out of Meadows in this game. Gets it loose on the fastball. Got a little bit of it foul. 1-1. Up in the Rays bullpen. 2-1.
I'll tell you what, a number of these splits here by Clippard have hung up into the upper reaches of the zone or just beyond. That is dangerous territory. That pitch ends up floating out over the plate, and that's when they get put in the seats.
One way up. 3 balls and a strike.
Right now having trouble. No feel for that off-speed pitch.
There's Joy on deck. He would be the pinch hitter if the Rays can keep the inning going here in the 8th.
Continue to throw it. I mean, he's missed badly with most of them here in this half inning, but finally made the adjustment right there and did it in a 3-1 count. Gotta put a little doubt in the hitter's mind.
Strikes. The Rays leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Toronto. To hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. Starting in week 4, Fox will be the new network home of Thursday night football. And the schedule we have on Fox this year is loaded. One huge can't miss matchup after another. Thursday night football coming to Fox week 4. Now it's a game. Jose Alvarado, pitcher number 4 for the Rays in this game, on to work the 8th with the middle of the order, starting with the number 3 hitter Justin Smoak, Randall Krichik, and then Rowdy Tellez due up. 68th appearance for Alvarado. pitch inside.
Well, the Rays obviously not worried about Justin Smoak as much from the right side. Joey Wendle getting ready to head back out in the outfield. But with Alvarado in and Justin Smoak now hitting right-handed, they decide just your typical normal setup here. 3 outfielders and the 4 infielders. Not even a shift, a shade.
One, he missed the fastball there. Malik Smith a little bit to the right center side of center.
And you know what? A lot of that has to do with not only the spray charts, but Alvarado's velocity. Going to be tough to yank 97, 98, 99.
And how about that? That might hurt your back. You're ready for that hard stuff at 98, and you get that. 1-2.
The breaking ball capable of putting you on the DL.
And a cut and a miss. So that takes care of Smoak. 1 away in the 8th.
And curveball followed up by slider at 92. And Justin Smoak taking a peek back like, what was that?
Randall Krichik faced Glasnow every time up in the 6 innings he worked. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts on 3 curveballs. And there's a fastball, something different, but at 98 he takes it for a strike.
He may be the only guy rooting to face Alvarado. Because you're right, Glasnow had his number.
1-1. Well, we're in the bottom of the 8th in a 1-run game. And there's a base hit the other way. Meadows will have to go toward the corner. Krichik heads for second, and he has a double. Just making contact, and a double, his 30th of the year.
And sometimes it's as simple as that, and that's what Krichik does here. This pitch is down. We're able to keep it fair, get it up the line, and the Blue Jays have a chance here in the bottom of the 8th.
Tellez, lefty on lefty. .99 for a strike call. Fourth pitcher of the day for the Rays. The corner and right. Tellez is going to drive in a run, and he's on his way to second with a double. So the left-handed bat of Tellez comes through, picking up his 3rd run batted in, and it's 4-2 Toronto.
Boy, what a big at-bat by Tellez. What a big run for the Blue Jays, giving them a little bit of breathing room. We've talked about the fact that Rowdy Tellez has been red hot here for the Blue Jays. And he got a hanging breaking ball, and it was on the inner half. And he just drops the barrel into it. And there's your run.
And he'll leave. Anthony Alford will run at second base. Now 4-2. Ledmus Diaz, the hitter. The turn, nothing doing, back at second. Diaz doubled in the 6th. It's a strike. back and out of play. 0-2. Well, 5 of the 9 hits for the Blue Jays have been for extra bases. Doubles and a home run in this game. The Lens have one of each, a home run and a double. Into the dirt, popping away from Sucre. Alfred's going to hit the third. He'll be there with 1 out.
What a great read by Alfred. And that's huge because what you said, Dwayne, 1 out. 1 out, you get the runner to third. And now that forces the Rays to bring the infield in. But it was the read of Alfred. Watch this. Secondary lead, ball in the dirt, gone.
So the wild pitch advances the runner. Everybody up on the infield. Hot shot. That's a fair ball. He almost took Alfred with him. Throw's going to be to second, and the runner is out there. Diaz hit that ball, scalded it down the left field side to score. Alfred hit it so hard that Pham got the ball and made a play at second on it. And the initial call is out at second base. A run is scored.
And here's a great shot. And he absolutely did keep that thing fair. That was ripped. Nice job by Tommy Pham, though. Gets to it quickly and good strong throw. 1 hop just in time.
So it's a single cut down at second, but the second run of the inning scores. So 2 outs, bases empty in what is now a 5-2 ball game. Pilar takes a strike at 99. Chopped to short. Thomas makes the play to retire the side, but 2-run score for Toronto. It's now 5-2. Find themselves down facing Ken Giles. The Rays will go to the bench. Brandon Lau will pinch hit. Lau will lead off against Giles. Rays find themselves in need of a couple base runners.
They just want to give themselves a puncher's chance here, down by 3.
The first pitch is skied into center. It's Pilar waiting, 1 away.
Like 2 huge runs for the Blue Jays. You know, a 1-run lead, a whole lot different and completely different feel to this inning. And you had your big boy out there on the mound too, Jose Alvarado. That's the guy you want out there, and Blue Jays were able to get to him.
And 2 runs, 3 hits.
When was the last time that happened?
And now Choi pinch hitting. G-Man Choi hitting for Sucre with a left-handed bat. Sucre homered in the 7th inning. They closed the gap, but a couple of runs in the bottom of the 8th have made it a different situation. So Choi hits for him. He checks in time. 2-1.
Ken Giles, after that delivery, came up a little gimpy.
I think the last time Alvarado gave up 2 runs in an inning.
Yes.
Was June the 10th against Seattle.
And I wasn't in Seattle on that trip, so I have no recollection of that.
And a popper down the left side. Foul. That's going to be just out of play. 2-2.
But
into the dirt. Full count. Yeah, that's been so long ago since those 2 runs were given up by Alvarado. I actually tried to just blank that right out. Full count now on G-Man Choi. Draw the walk.
Well, that helps.
Get a base runner.
Yeah. Need 1 more.
Alex Smith. Double in the first, single in the 7th inning. Takes a strike from Giles. down 1-1. Boy, those 2 runs in the 8th inning make a big difference. Pham on deck. Duffy would be next if the Rays could build an inning.
Surprised at all that they have not pinch run yet for G-Man Choi?
Yeah, interesting because, you know, he left a little wonky last night. The Rays do have Kiermaier, who's got a little knee issue, could be available today. Ended up sliding the other night, but he's available. And Velasquez is available.
And, you know, you've got Smith, Pham, Duffy. You're not going to be moving any of those guys. So no use to really have it out there at this point.
And Malik's out on strikes. 2 gone in the 9th. Now Tommy Pham to face Giles. Pham opened the scoring with that 3rd inning home run. He walked into 7. 1 for 3 overall. And a little number right back to the hill. Giles with the toss to first and this one. And Toronto takes this game. It's a 5-2 final. For the Rays, no runs, a walk and a man left in the 9th. And time for the T-Mobile built for baseball. Rowdy Tellez, a big day, 3 hits, a single, a 2-run homer in the 4th. A double, a run scored, and a run batted in the 8th inning. Gives him a 3-for-4 day. And leading Toronto to this 5-2 win over the Rays. 5-10-0 for Toronto, 2-7-1 for the Rays. Pannonian will get the win. Glasnow the loss before 27,648. Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. If not,